Thank you for watching the Technical Assistance webinar for the Project Early Entrant Plan, or PEEP grant. We will go through the specific components of the RFA and the proposal process. The grant overview, there are some details here. This is issued by the Kentucky Department of Education, Division of Educator Recruitment and Development. All questions and applications are to be submitted to Jennifer Bryant at kderfp@education.ky.gov. The questions deadline is May 16th, 2022 by 4:00 p.m. Eastern Time. And the application deadline is June 10th, also by 4:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Some special instructions are also listed below. Eligibility for this grant is limited to Kentucky school districts and state schools. Districts are to submit one application on behalf of participating schools within their district. KDE does reserve the right to waive minor technical details. And districts must have a Data Universal Numbering System, or DUNS number, and they also must be registered in the System for Awards Management and have an active registration with both a unique entity identifier and CAGE code number. The solicitation schedule for this grant, the RFA was released on April 18th. This technical assistance webinar that you are now watching is posted on April 25th. The questions deadline is May 16th, and on or around May 20th, an FAQ document based on those questions that were submitted will be posted. The proposal is again, deadline is again June 10th. And June 20th through the 24th, those proposals will be reviewed by a team in Frankfurt. July 20th, awardees are posted to KDE's website, and then the MOA process will begin between the department and the local education agency or the school district. And once those contracts are finalized, funding will be available to districts. A background for this grant, really the goal is to strengthen local teacher recruitment pipelines through the purposeful support of programs for K-12 students designed to do some of the following things. Increase early interest in the teaching profession for students, increase the diversity of students considering teaching as a profession, provide exploration of teaching career opportunities, and designing ways for students to interact and become leaders among their peers and with younger students. This funding is a competitive grant for a single award amount from ARP funding. This will be a one-time allocation of $25,000 for up to 10 school districts. And the project activities can again begin after the approved contract is received by the district from the department. And grant funds must be expended or encumbered by September 30th, 2024. Some key terms related to this grant are program supplementation, or the use of grant funds to replace funding already set aside for a program currently in place, which is not allowable, as opposed to program supplementing, where funds may enhance a program depending on the connection to the grant goals and objectives, alignment with academic standards, and if the services and activities provided by the program address the academic needs of students identified to be served in the application, which is allowable. The application narrative has several parts, the first part being a needs assessment. So we are just asking to analyze current teacher staffing or hiring concerns, reflect on any current disparities between your student and teacher demographics within the school or district. Some data sources available are the Kentucky Teacher Equity Report linked here, which has a student teacher diversity tab reporting for each district and school. You can also find some relevant data on the school report card, the district's annual MER report, or any other teacher or student demographic considerations, things like residents, free and reduced price lunch eligibility, and then any other commentary or rationale for participation. Part 2 is the PEEP plan, and that is comprised of some different parts, first being preparing stakeholders. This will really be a chance to explore who those stakeholders are, how they will be involved, what types of engagement they will be offered into this program, recruitment strategies with similar questions: who will be recruited, how, and through what strategies. Then the student program itself, how will that be structured as far as meeting schedules, opportunities for student leadership, and tangible benefits for student members. And then support for the program. How will the school or district address any needs, collaborate with existing programs and partners to make sure that it is successful. Part 3 is a sustainability plan, really describing how the infrastructure will go beyond this initial funding, planning to maintain critical components of the program, how collaboration and leveraging funds with other programs will occur, and how stakeholders, again, will be included in the sustainability of this program. For parts 4, the evaluation plan, and part 5, budget information, we will need to identify how activities will be monitored and what data will be collected to determine the degree to which outcomes are being met. Ask it to please provide a brief narrative and breakdown of expenditures according to the outlined budget categories in the application. And then signatures from the superintendent and principals overseeing these grant-funded initiatives, and then the superintendent signed assurance of commitment on the application's cover page. For the use of funds, allowable uses include salary for a district personnel up to $10,000 of the grant allocation, professional learning, scholarships, stipends for teacher leaders, stipends for students, perhaps through summer programs or other after-school events, program supplementation as described earlier in the key terms. Unallowable would be equipment purchases such as smart boards, computers, printers, tablets, incentive items like t-shirts, food, or again, program supplementation. The proposal itself will be comprised of an application cover page providing information about the district, a principal signature page, an additional school supplement if that is needed, a completion of the application narrative as just described. This narrative should not exceed 10 pages, but that does not include the budget summary worksheet in that 10-page max. The budget summary worksheet includes munis codes and detailed descriptions of budget items that clearly indicate each expenditure directly related to the implementation plan, and then certifications regarding lobbying, debarment, suspension, other responsibility matters, and drug-free workplace requirements. Some additional notes for the allocation of funds: districts will receive and then distribute and apply funds according to the KDE approved plan and contract. Formatting requirements for the proposal submission are that it is Calibri 11-point font with 1.0 spacing. And some resources listed here are both the Grow Your Own Imperative and Grow Your Own Game Plan, which really just speak to the need to grow our own local teacher pipelines. And hopefully those will be helpful resources. For the submission of your proposal, once the application is complete, please do have the file name as shown with the word Peep _23 _ the district name. We will also need a blind copy submitted with all identifying information removed, including the district name, school name, county name, and the individual names. And that file needs to be named Peep _23 _ district name, and then blind. So when you submit your application, again, to that KDE RFP email inbox, no later than 4:00 p.m. Eastern Time on June 10th, please also have the email subject line as Peep / and the name of your district. The evaluation of proposals, the review will be conducted through the KDE procurement branch. They will be supporting this. Applications will be reviewed and scored using the included rubric. There are 51 total points possible. The needs assessment, sustainability plan, evaluation plan, and budget planning are all worth 9 points, and the Peep plan itself is worth 15 points. And districts will receive a preliminary notice of the award on or around July 20th. Some final notes. Again, questions and applications are to be submitted to Jennifer Bryant at kderfp@education.ky.gov. The questions deadline is May 16th. The FAQ document will be posted on the competitive grants webpage on or around May 20th. And then applications are due by June 10th at 4:00 p.m. Eastern Time. So thank you for attending to this technical assistance webinar, and we look forward to reviewing applications.